All right, welcome to another edition of the JCV Grand Valley Railroad. We're going to get right into it this video and try to get this thing to go around this loop without coming off track or any kind of uncouplings, if you will. So, see if the work that we did paid off on this thing today. The rail spot right there where those sticks are. It stayed on. There was an uncoupling problem underneath here where that other popsicle stick is, and stayed on. And then we have this issue with the crossing here. That actually came off and then went popped back on. I don't know how that happened, but okay, I'll take it. I'll tell you the fix I had for that after this is done recording here and we get into the video, but it'll re-row everything if anything's off up there. Come down around here. Get across that tunnel inside the mountain. Across the bridge. And I'm gonna count that and say that we made it. I almost want to go around again just because this is the first time I've tested this thing and got it. It kept having derailments right at the very end. And it went all the way around that time. So kind of a proud moment. Let's see if we can get it to go again over this crossing without coming off. Yeah, it comes off and pops on right at this re-railer right here. Not re-railer, but where the tracks meet each other, which is really weird how that pops it back on. But I want to say I have that like 99% fixed on that crossing. So let it keep up its speed coming down and then going back up. I can't believe that this thing didn't come uncoupled and it's all staying on, and it's kind of moving a little bit right now. Wow. Yeah, again. So we won't go a third time. I won't do that to you guys. I'm sure you guys don't mind and you enjoy it to a degree, but I kind of want to get into the video here just to go over everything that we did today. If you watched the last video that I made last night, you're probably looking at this thing and saying, you guys really didn't do anything. And aesthetically, you would be correct. But we did get the tracks all tracked up here for the engine house that's going to go there. We got a lot of re-railers on here, and to me, the more the better. These re-railers also kind of serve another purpose, is that they're railroad crossings as well. They can be. So my thought is that you can put these on here, and it'll obviously help the train stay on the track while they're going through here. But I thought what I would do is maybe start back here or even over there and bring it across here, but have a road so that the workers that'll be working on the railroad have crossings that they can come across here. They can use this one here to get down along this side here to come down, and they can either go down there or come across here and get back that way. If they come across here, they're pretty much stuck. There's really no access to get to this middle point. So I don't know what I'll do here. I'll probably just put some kind of trees or something. I don't know. I mean, whatever. It's not that important right now to worry about. But there's a lot of wiring that got done again. And this got all soldered. And the wires connected down below. So that's all taken care of now. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry about that. So everything is wired underneath. Kevin came and did a bang up job underneath there again. He was kind of just, I'm down there using those suitcase connectors and getting everything wired up and connected from the outer track into the yard. And there was a small issue when he left. He's going to come back tomorrow and hopefully get that fixed so that we can showcase and test the outer track, which is all wired up and all glued down. The glue is still drying, so we probably wouldn't have tested it tonight anyway. But yeah, you got the re-railer down there right when you get into the mountain. Can't have enough of those re-railers. I mean, they work wonders. Even the base for the bridges, they kind of will re-rail the trains. I don't know if they're supposed to or whatever, if that's what they do, but they do, because I was running it before and had a couple where the engine was off its track, and once it hit that bridge, it snapped right back into place and kept moving along. So there was a low spot here where it went down, and we basically put some popsicle sticks under there and glued it, and now it's flush and even, and hopefully that'll have it run fine. As you saw in the video last night, or the last video, this was a huge spot. As soon as it would come here to these rail joiners, it would derail. And there was a small point where literally the track comes up and comes down. It was very subtle, but what Kevin was telling me when he got here and he thought the original problem would be is that all of my engines have 9 wheels on them. So there's 6 up front and then there's 6 in the back. So he was thinking that it just might be too much of a tight radius for those wheels to all stay on. So, and that's kind of when I sat here and was really like looking at it and noticed that it did come up very small, subtle, like very, very, very hardly unable to even be noticed, come up to a point right here and come back down. So all those wheels, basically, when they were coming up there, some of them were coming up, some of them were touching tracks, some of them weren't. So I got with a knife and just kind of cut out into the risers to create a gap so that this could be like pushed down and whatnot. So I filled enough space to have the popsicle sticks that it was touching it, glued those in there, put all these pins in there so that it would stay in place. And as you can see, it works. So we fixed that problem. And we'll come down here to the middle of this crossing here. And a couple years ago, I did buy one of those grinding wheels like Dan from Dan's Grand Valley Railroad suggested to buy, and just kind of get in there and shave these 2 pieces of plastic down that are right here. And as you can see, I really got into this one here, which this is basically all I did was get in there and just keep sanding that until it's gone. This side, for whatever reason, is really sticky and tight. I got to work at it a little bit more, and I feel like once I do get that side looking like as good as the other side, they won't have that little jump right there when it jumps. And then literally once it got right there, it just kind of put itself back on, which is crazy. Like, it did it twice, you guys saw. So that's wild that it happened twice. Sorry, I just got an itch in my throat and it's not going away. But I did notice, I did record a video of this train going the opposite direction. So I started it here and got all the way around and through. And when it got around and came around to here, it derails. So I got 95% of the way done, and then it derails at this crossing here. And I'm not really sure why it's doing that. It could be this right here kind of catches on going this way, but when you go back that way, it doesn't. It goes down. Here it comes up. So maybe I'll just foul that a little bit and that'll solve the problem. But we were having derailment problems here at this point because, again, there was a more noticeable up and down here, which came to a point, and rather than work closer to the problem, we kind of spread the popsicle sticks out so that it comes up and stays up and then kind of gradually goes back down. And that seems to have solved that problem, which is good because, again, he thought it was going to be the wheels on the Locomotive, and luckily it's not. But I will say it does seem like that those wheels are very sensitive to any kind of bumps or anything with having with all 9 wheels on there, because it just seems like if there's any kind of bump that those wheels are going to hit, it's going to derail, because it lifts those wheels up. Some of them stay on, some of them are up in the air, some of them, or whatever. It really seems to agitate those wheels, any kind of bump when you're hitting into it. If you're going down it, they don't seem to mind. But we did get this one fixed, so there's not really any kind of bump there anymore. It's pretty much goes up and stays up and then gradually comes down, which is good, because it's really important that this stuff is fixed inside here, because this is going to be inside the mountain, and the last thing I want is problems inside there where I'm going to have to open up those blocks and get inside there and not really have full access in the room to work like I will out in the open area. So to have this stuff running in here perfect is very important, and it seems to be okay now. And then we had the problem down there where that popsicle is, where I kind of shoved it in there, where there was it was more of a dip down there, and the train would come uncoupled. So whatever that first car is that I would have connected to the engine, it would just kind of sit there and the engine would just keep going. So that seems to be fixed as well. And that's pretty much it for this work that we did today. I'm kind of talking and thinking at the same time, which is a little dangerous, but whatever. Did you die? No. Yeah, so, oh yeah, I was talking with a guy last night that's a subscriber, and he was commenting, and we were kind of talking back and forth on a couple of the videos that I had. I guess he was getting caught up last night, and he caught the part in the video last night where I said I didn't want to ballast inside the tunnel because you're not going to see it. And he said, oh, you should ballast inside the tunnel. You can create, a scene or some kind of use for stuff inside there, like Dan did on Dan's Grand Valley Railroad. And if you look at my table, the original table that I built kind of comes down here and goes this way. So all this over here is an extension, and all this on this side is an extension. So the regular table for the track would literally come and stop right here. So like all of this would be area that could have been used and is used by, Dan and other people who have filled that space. But with this outer track that I have here, I pretty much lose 50% of that space. I mean, I could technically do stuff on each side of it, but like I said to him, I'm not really like that ambitious that I need to do that much work and have that much going on this thing. There's going to be more than enough happening on the main 2 stages of this track, where, like I said, I have a ton of built and ready buildings and things that I'm going to build on here. So I might ballast inside the tunnel here just to practice ballasting, so that I can see if it's really as bad as I think it's going to be or whatever. But that might be it. So I might just kind of maybe start here or something and get down in there and put some ballast down just to see how good I can get at it or whatever. Just practice just so that I'm practicing on areas where you're not going to see, and I'm not out in the middle of the layout where everyone's attention is going to be and my ballast is all jacked up. So that's probably something that I'll do in terms of it. And if it's easy and if it's not that big of a problem, I have enough ballast, I can just, do it. I'm not against it, but to save time, I would rather just, get that going and move along to something else. So, can't really think if there's anything else, but I can't believe this train went around this thing and didn't derail, even though I did practice going the other way a couple times. And like I said, I kept coming undone right here where I think it's jumping up here because the engine would sort of go this way instead of staying straight. And we have the little switchers here like nailed in with the rail nail so that this does not move. Like I'm pushing on it and it's not moving. So it's not an issue where this is popping off or anything. I think it's this right here. It just kind of needs to be filed down a little bit so that it's smoother. It's not even that much of an issue, but like I said, these wheels seem to be really sensitive on here. So, yeah, that's about it. You guys saw the first run of the inner loop where it all went successful. So I'm glad you guys got to see that. I'm super excited that it worked and I got to do it without being frustrated all night trying to sit down here and fix it, that I don't have to stay down here any longer. But yeah, we're coming along here. Hopefully next week, and not next week because I'm going away, so it'll be a while, probably at the end of the month before we get another session with Kevin and Thomas here. I'm probably gonna start maybe once a week or twice a week. I was thinking about doing some reviews on the built and ready houses and buildings that I bought. If that's something you guys are interested in seeing, let me know. If you're not interested in that, then I really won't waste time. But I probably have about 12 or 13 of those buildings, and they are really detailed and pretty cool. So just to kind of give you guys some updates and keep the videos rolling without a huge gap in them. We went a while before the one I did last night, so it kind of felt like I wasn't on for a while or talk to any of you guys. So I'll probably start doing that. If you don't want me to do it, then leave some hate comments and I won't do it. But I'm pretty sure you guys will be interested in seeing that, or you wouldn't be here at all. So we'll get those going. I'll probably do one in the middle of the week and then another one at the end of the week. And then my brother and I are going to go to Disney for about 10 days. So we'll be gone the 12th through the 22nd. And when I get back, I think Kevin said, or Thomas said, that he had a train show he's doing that weekend. And then the following weekend, we'll probably be able to get out here. So that'll be the first week of February before they get back here to work, except for tomorrow when Kevin comes back to get under there and kind of wire this back up or patch something. He thinks he might have crossed 2 wires or something, and that's what the problem was. So he shouldn't be here too long tomorrow. I don't want him to be here at all tomorrow because he was here all day today, but luckily enough, he's going to come out and hopefully get that fixed. So yeah, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, comment, ask questions, whatever. Again, as always, I will try to answer the questions you have. If I can't answer them, I will try to get the answers for you. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later this week here, coming up with a few videos of the built and ready structures that I bought. Take care, guys.